Welcome to the Home Group Podcast, where we discuss everything addiction, recovery, mental health. I am Flip.
And I am Luke. Our generation of men, you're not allowed to have feelings.
We're going to talk about things that are uncomfortable, things that are scary, because when you talk about it, you take away its power.
The only thing that's going to keep me clean is me not wanting to be who I was then.
We was in the trenches, now look how we out here ballin'. Pumped up in the max, now we flooring in the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Home Group Podcast. I am Flip. Clean date April Fools 2016. Sync.
And I am Luke. Clean date October 11th, 2017.
We've added props. Episode 16.
It's a baby elephant.
Show the people.
Get a zoom in on that.
Baby elephant.
This is for my ADHD. Because I can't keep myself still during recording. So I need little props.
Episode 16, we're here.
Episode 16. 60. That's it.
60.
I did it.
All right. I'm with it. How you feeling?
That's not right. It's not right, dude. 16.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, I'm rolling with it.
Did I really just try to say 60 and pass it off?
Probably.
Okay.
How you feeling?
I feel like crap.
Perfect. Why? What's going on?
I've been working out in the sun all day. It's approximately 137.5 degrees in Florida right now. I've drank about 3 gallons of water today, and I still haven't peed, and I'm scared. Because when this happens, my piss comes out radioactive and
Melts the toilet?
Melts the toilet, and then the whole house smells like fried bologna sandwiches for 2 days. So, Red Bulls. Let's go.
Fried bologna sandwich. Yeah. I was talking to a coworker, and one of her friends, does something with, underground pipes. They dig the trenches and stuff like that.
Yeah, underground utilities.
Yes, and it gets really hot under there. But it's cool because, when they pull them out, when it reaches 120 degrees, that's when they pull the guys out. When it reaches 120. And I said, okay, so what, 115's game?
Well, I'm just and then what? Bring them to the fucking morgue? What is going on there? 120?
120.
No way.
That's when legally they have to pull them out.
No thanks. Well, guess what? You just made me feel a lot better about my day.
I just saw a video. I've been down this YouTube rabbit hole about crazy stuff involving famous people or president. As a matter of fact, they had one on Van Gogh that I was gonna bring up on purpose.
Yeah.
Because I was just gonna reiterate it, but I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when they constructed the Brooklyn Bridge across that thing, they dropped these giant boxes, and these people had to go down there and basically dig out this mud and stuff to I don't know how you build a bridge, but It's what they had to do, right? And the working conditions were so terrible that people just died.
Bodies, and they buried them in the concrete.
They just died.
And they're there. Bodies. Yeah, I know.
And they're just dead. And they just replace them.
Good Lord.
Could you imagine that? And they're making, $2 a day.
I'm sorry, that's not funny, but I'm just saying that's
insane.
That's insanity.
It makes me feel really terrible about myself when I complain that God bless, I just come home and it's 74 degrees in my house. What is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta microwave this meal.
I can only have sweet tea because my wife drank the last Pepsi. What the fuck's going on here? What kind of establishment is this?
Yeah.
Puts things into perspective.
I feel you on the research. I'm up to my neck in gold mining research right now.
Okay.
Prospector Research.
Okay. When you say prospector, current or back in like the gold rush times?
All of it.
Okay.
I'm going through a full pantheon of research. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn, and I'm in it.
Okay. Any particular reason?
I'm just I used to do a lot of prospecting when I was a kid and with my dad and
JG.
yeah, and it's just something. You ever watch Gold Rush?
Yeah, I love
Or
gold
like
rush.
Jungle Gold.
Uh-uh.
You get that gold fever. That's how I am getting down rabbit holes. I get that gold fever and I feel like I'm searching for all the info I need. Because one of these days, all the currency's going to be gone. And then what? We're going down, baby.
Okay.
Going for the big nugs.
You know, I think about that probably an unhealthy amount of time, like kind of plotting out like what happens if there's a zombie apocalypse, because then what becomes currency?
Right.
Because it's no longer currency.
Yeah.
Is it
Snacks.
bandages? Is it antibiotics?
Ramen noodles.
All of that is like
Yeah. Antibiotics, bro, are going to be like, are you kidding me, dude?
I'm about to start teledocking now, dude.
Yeah.
Calling in like
Yeah.
they're gonna cut me off, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you called in 67 prescriptions for
Yeah, what do you
amoxicillin.
need?
What's going on?
You have 10 kilos of amoxicillin at your house, sir. Like, what is happening?
Because you know the zombie apocalypse is coming.
Yeah, and I don't think, honestly, though, I don't know, man. I don't think we're going to have to worry about antibiotics and all that stuff.
No, we're gonna be front line.
I just hope it's not like World War Z zombies. I hope it's like Walking Dead zombies. Those are the worst kind of zombies you could have.
I'm telling you right now, zombies. If you're fast, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. If they're fast,
Oh, you're talking to the zombies. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking to like the people that you're with.
No,
because
I'm
you're dead.
talking
If they're
to-
fast, you're dead.
I'm talking to the people that eventually will be zombies. Because we love you all, but some of
Yeah.
you will be zombies.
Well, that's us too. We're gonna be zombies. I mean, in the event of a zombie apocalypse, it's just pretty much just like, I don't know. We're just all buying our time, right? Until we're all just zombies together. And then what? What happens then?
Do
And-
zombies procreate?
Yeah. Okay. Good. I like where you're going with this. And how long can a zombie survive? Right? If they can't procreate, how long will we be zombies for? That's what I want to know.
Well, you're dead. So I think
Yeah. When
like,
is
you
it? When
can't-
is a death a death? That's what we should have been asking
the whole time?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Is it
Okay.
immediately? Is it 6 months into the death?
I'm gonna be super
year?
mad if you watch The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm be super pissed if we're a bunch of fungus zombies.
Oh, dude, I would hate for. Those aren't that bad of zombies to get away from, though.
Easy, yeah,
Oh, but they're all connected, bro. They're all.
bro. But when they
No spoilers. Don't give out any spoilers. I hate people that do spoilers. I want to punch some of
I
these
wasn't
guys
gonna do a
right in their
spoiler,
kissers, bro.
I wasn't gonna do a spoiler, but they're fungus zombies.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a mushroom in this world
It's real.
that if you eat it, it can sustain you for food for the rest of your life, which tells me one thing.
No.
No,
Eh,
it tells me one thing,
bullshit. I'm calling bullshit.
dude.
No.
Dude.
I don't-
There-
For food?
it can sustain you for sustenance for the rest of your life. One mushroom.
So
And it looks very similar to the Mario mushroom. No coin.
which one? Green, red, blue?
Red.
Red.
It's red. It almost, I don't think it has the spots, but it's red and white. And it kind of, the top looks a little glowy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't know why I'm doing this with my
Radioactive,
fingers
yeah,
for the glowy, but
yep.
you get it.
Spirit fingers
But
for
the
the
only way
radioactive
that
mushroom.
it could do it because I am a doctor,
It grows in your stomach.
it constantly produces spores, which then produce more sustenance. And I didn't go that deep down because it freaked me out a little bit because I enjoy mushrooms. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what if?
Yeah, I used to enjoy some mushrooms.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Not anymore, though. Not anymore. No, not anymore. Just Red Bulls.
Wow. I was not expecting that episode. I don't even know where we are.
Yeah, what are we doing right now, dude?
I couldn't even tell you. I'm enjoying it.
Magic mushrooms. You
God.
know what, dude? You eat that mushroom and you think that you're sustained for the rest of your life. You're in heaven. You're
dead.
You're dead. You're not. It's not sustaining you. You're just
Killed you.
dead.
That's an interesting theory.
Now you're a fungus zombie.
Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
If zombies are fast, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah.
But seriously, if something crazy happens,
Mm-hmm.
what is currency? I think it's food. I think it's medicine.
Yeah, why would gold even be like a thing? Everybody's like hoarding gold and silver and stuff. Why is that even going to be a thing? Like, what use does that have? Can you know, like, can we build a house better with it or like shelter, right? Because, like, what's the necessities? That's going to be the currency. Shelter materials, food,
You know what I think is going to be a hot commodity?
porn. Because that's going. That's the first thing. Like drawings of like buttholes and stuff. Butthole drawings. Bunghole drawings.
You are about to make so much money in this next phase of life.
Are we gonna-
You're just going to be drawing buttholes. People are going to be telling stories. They'll be like, hey, listen, 3 towns over, under the wooden bridge, you're going to meet a guy. His name's Larry. You got to ask Larry to take you downriver, count 3 fields. When you go downriver 3 fields, there'll be a crazy guy wearing one of those Mad Hatters.
Next to an oak tree. That's Looney Luke the Butthole Duke. And he's got the skills
He'll draw you any kind of butthole you want.
to get you your thrills, dog. Oh my god.
You're about to be
bro.
set. You need to start practicing.
Ooh. You know what I can draw really good?
What?
Wieners. And there it is. I had to say.
Yeah, I know.
I had to
I know.
put
I
one
know.
in there. But
know.
seriously though, I can draw an amazing wiener. Like for real.
Okay. Did you have...
Been doing it my whole life. Just started out as like one of those things, like those forbidden things. I had a composition notebook full
Full of wieners.
of ding dongs. Still got it. The one thing the storage unit didn't take from me.
Of course. Because that went everywhere you went.
Yeah.
You sleep with it under your pillow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, afterlife, you're set.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say I thought the hot commodity was going to be batteries.
Yeah.
That's all I was going to say. I think batteries are going to be a big deal.
That would make sense.
But
that tracks.
if you think about it, no TV, no internet,
Nothing.
nothing.
What are you gonna need batteries for?
I think for lighting.
Let me tell you something, bro. It's over. Okay, if it happens, we're gonna use up the rest of what we got, and there are some people that are gonna be in for a rude awakening. Because we're not gonna have no lighting, none of that. Yeah, fire and ice, baby.
No, if you think about that, if internet shut down, right?
Yeah.
If the internet shut down and you see, I mean, look what happens here when a hurricane comes. You can't get gas. You can't get toilet paper. You can't get bottled water. You can't do any of that, right?
Like to
and that's
think
just
about it.
and that's just a hurricane in Florida. If the world is done, that's it. But you know who's gonna survive?
Mexicans. That was not a racial thing. If anything, that was like a shout out. Like, to to mi amigos. You feel me?
Oh. And that's Red Bull.
Redbeard.
I think we got to build an amazing fort.
Yeah. Oh, that's my thing, bro.
Oh, I'm building forts.
I can build a fort, bro. Like, listen, I'm probably the best. We've never really touched on your fort building skills, but like, I'm the best. So if you need help with anything, you let me know because I'm the guy.
Okay. So we got you with forts.
The fort master.
Okay. Hear me
I
out.
want everybody to call me the fort master.
Hear me out because we're planning this out right now because it's important.
Okay.
Okay. You the fort master. Okay. I think lighting and I'm trying to think of the word pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
Sunny.
Of course.
Okay, because we just put on a 4th of July show.
Yeah.
When I tell you we stopped traffic, this is no exaggeration. We stopped traffic.
Yeah, it was I mean, it was so epic.
I don't know if I've ever been a part of something like that.
It was and I didn't even realize it was so good until I watched the video afterwards.
I didn't realize
nonstop.
it was so good until it stopped and there were people cheering everywhere.
Oh, you could hear? Because I couldn't hear a thing.
It wasn't more so the hearing, it was I could see the applause.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's obviously, we have the neighborhood app because we have, Ring and all that stuff. And there were people that were talking about it. And here in Sarasota, we have a huge park that is actually like known for their rowing.
Nate Benderson.
Like people come here to do their rowing championships.
Yeah.
They hold worlds here,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And they said it was better than Benderson with no hassle.
Breaking Benderson.
So there's that. So we got him on pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm the fort master.
You're the fort master.
The butthole. The
the butthole drawer.
the butthole
Yeah.
drawer.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting that you go from anti-porn to now being the supplier of porn.
Yeah,
If that isn't
Yeah, you're right. That's really
a crazy turn of events.
counterproductive, right?
So what do you just do you draw and not look?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you look away and just
well, when you obviously, right?
yeah.
You get so good at your craft. I mean, right now, really, you give me a pen and a notepad and a blindfold, I'll draw you an exact replica of your wiener. What's never seen your wiener before? Zoom in on that. Okay.
Turn it.
There it is. There's Flip's wiener, guys.
Is that because I ate the mushroom?
Wait.
Is that does it look like that because I ate the mushroom? That just keeps producing mushrooms?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right. And that's that.
Wow.
I feel like Bob Ross right now. I feel
You
like
should.
Knob Ross. So stupid. I'm so stupid, dude. Oh. I hope that gets some laughs.
I can't wait for that reel. Knob Ross. Okay, so you are apparently only drawing wieners and buttholes. I don't know why. I can't get a pair of tatas.
But I'm building.
I can't get a picture of a pair of
You
tatas.
can get a nice fort, dude.
I get a nice fort
mean,
and a picture of a wiener and a
Imagine
butthole.
that resume, though, dog. Like, fort master, wiener and butthole designer. Like, dude. Talk about walk into anywhere and ace an interview, dog. Drop that resume on them. Are you kidding me, bro? Hired. Yes. Where's my desk? Walk me to my office, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Need some wieners? No problem.
And that's that.
Yeah. Okay.
That story's going to go on long after you're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to have to get an apprentice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to have to show him the way.
God. Well,
It's a lot of pressure.
he's got to be of age.
Of course.
Right.
He or she.
Treading dangerous. No. We can't.
Zombie apocalypse? You can't be picky
Yeah, you're right.
on male or female.
You're right. Well, a zombie apocalypse knows no gender. Are we going to talk about some recovery?
God, I hope so. I hope so. I really hope so. I have no idea how we even went down. I swear to you, I had no idea. I had no idea we were going there.
Who could have had a fucking idea, Flip?
Nah, Bros.
What fucking...
Nah, Bros knows.
In what universe would anybody see this going? Zombie apocalypse, wiener drawings, Fort Master, Nabros.
Okay. So, that's that. Wow. That was a great start.
Yeah.
Great start. So I do want to touch on something. Did you happen to read the reading today?
No.
Cool. So
I'm not.
the title is I'm Sorry. Okay?
Heard that.
And I don't want to read too much because I don't want to get in trouble with the recovery police.
Yeah.
But I will read an excerpt. Excerpt? Excerpt. Excerpt? Excerpta. I'll read an excerpta. Okay? To say I'm sorry probably isn't such a foreign idea to most of us. In our active addiction, it may have been a very familiar phrase. We were always telling people how sorry we were. Right?
Yeah.
And so I put out some feelers to our followers, which, by the way, we're on thread now. We're on thread.
We're on thread.
135 followers. So
Yeah.
that's it. We've conquered it.
Yeah.
We're masters of thread.
We're thread masters. We're seamstresses.
Threads with an S, plural, because there's more than one. But is there more than one?
Huh.
Is there more than one?
What's the thread count?
But isn't it just one piece of fabric? One long thread.
1,000,000. One long thread. It is one thread, isn't it?
It's one thread.
Oh my
We
God,
just
dude.
we just cracked the code.
Wait, so is it thread or threads?
It's threads. It's called
Okay,
threads, but they're wrong.
We did. Oh, they're wrong.
They're wrong.
So,
So
you're challenging-
Luke and I are
You're going up
accepting
Okay.
not leadership roles, but advisory roles for threads. So if you guys are interested in bringing us on board, you can contact our business manager
Yeah.
because you're wrong. But we're on threads and we have 135 followers last time I checked. And so we're masters.
Thread masters.
Add that to the resume. And kind of put out some feelers because I think it's important for us. As you can see, when we're left to our own devices, we talk about gold mining and zombie apocalypse and buttholes and wieners.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I ask you guys what you want us to talk about. I should rephrase it. You need to tell us what to talk about.
Yeah. Because if I still had that pen in my hand, I'd be drawing a wiener on this baby elephant right now. 100%. Hands down.
So please tell us what you want us to talk about. Luke and I actually talked about getting a voicemail. It was a comment on one of our videos.
Yeah.
And if you think we don't read our comments, you're wrong.
We read all of them.
Yep. Even though I was advised not to.
I have them all tattooed on my stomach. So,
There's that.
like Memento.
What a wild movie that was.
Crazy. I don't know how. That's actually, you know what's crazy? I just watched it like 2 days ago again. And I was thinking, like, those are our podcast episodes. Like, our podcast is harder to keep up with than Memento.
Yeah.
And it's in reverse.
Yeah.
So,
The cool part about it, though, is I feel like you could watch an episode and you could just click anywhere
yeah.
on the thing and you're not lost.
Yeah.
You're not lost.
Yeah, you could turn the volume off on Memento and turn the volume up on one of our episodes, and it will sync up perfectly. Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like the Pink Floyd and the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
There's some really weird stuff, bro. Let's not get into that, dude. There's some. You ever been down that rabbit hole?
Have I? I lived there for an entire summer.
Oh my God, dude.
Do you know how hard it was to bust tables at the Outback Steakhouse when I was in that rabbit hole?
Trying to figure out what happened to Paul McCartney. Like,
bro, I hear a chair slide out. It sounds like a lion roar. I'm looking around, dude. I have no idea what's going on. You know? You heard that cash register open up one time?
Yeah.
Ching! Wait a minute. You know? Thinking the plates are out to get me. I don't know what's going on.
Like Fantasia 9.
Oh my God. Like I said, we need you guys to tell us what to talk about because
And here we go.
This is where we end up every time.
Yeah.
So I did put those feelers out there, and somebody said forgiveness, right? And we touched on it in a previous episode. However, we focused more so. That was actually your coming out episode. And what I mean by that is that's where you got
Episode 3.
brutally honest and you just kind of let it out, let it all out.
Episode 3, Wreckage of the Past.
And you were talking about how you were struggling forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
So what I would like to, because somebody reached out and said, you know, forgiveness is such a huge part, especially in early recovery. And yes, forgiving yourself is a part, but there's also a ton of other parts, right? Forgiving people that have wronged you and how to ask for forgiveness. What's the process look like? When is the right time to apologize? When should and shouldn't you?
That's huge because
Massive.
For me, I'm like, you know, I'll apologize and then they'll brush it off, like they'll blow, and I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to say sorry here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm humbling myself. I know I fucking robbed you and crashed your grandfather's car. You know what I mean? Like, but let's let bygones be bygones here, right? Like, I'm working on myself. You know?
Isn't it an interesting mindset though? Because you're not alone in that aspect.
Right.
Everybody feels that way.
Right.
But when you step back and look at it, it's a little crazy to think about.
It is.
That all of a sudden, okay, so you've been clean for 37 days.
Yeah.
You completely ruined my life.
Yeah.
You know, I went from an 800 credit score to a 420. I got evicted from my apartment. I lost my job.
And you bake me some cookies and fucking say you're sorry, like, oh, okay.
And so these are important things, especially in early recovery.
Yeah.
It's not only how to forgive, but how to ask for forgiveness and kind of navigating the whole thing because, and what this person told me was, you and I make recovery look easy.
Holy shit, dude. Is that how it looks, bro? Oh my God.
I was going to say, boy, we have them hoodwinked. If they only knew. If they only knew. Which I think we do a fairly good job of being open and honest and real and telling people that we do not have this figured out.
Yeah, they're obviously not looking at my knuckles.
But it is important. It is important to talk about early recovery. I mean, I'm, 6.5 years away from early recovery.
Yeah.
And so certain situations and things that happen, I can navigate that a lot easier than I could when I had 30, 60, 90 days clean, right?
Right.
And so for me, when it came to asking forgiveness, there were a few things that I needed to do. And these aren't things that I came up with myself.
Right.
These are things that were advised to me through a sponsor and through my support group. One, I had to forgive myself, first and foremost. It was advised to me in early recovery to forgive myself and to be kind of careful who I asked forgiveness from and to place zero expectations on it.
Yeah.
And what my sponsor told me is you have to be prepared mentally to tell somebody that you completely fuck them over and you're sorry, and for them to tell you to get fucked.
Yeah.
You have to be mentally prepared for that. What was worse for me, believe it or not, was the amends I tried to make, and there was no response. Because there were certain people, due to where I was living geographically, that I couldn't have a conversation face to face. So, and it wasn't, I want to say it was on Facebook. Like I sent a message, a well thought out message, and kind of asked for the possibility of a phone call. And it was read, and there was no response. Still, to this day, no response.
Oh my God.
So, they're still mad, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with not having that apology received and accepted.
Right.
So for me, there were certain amends, like the amends to, and I've talked about it before, to my stepdad. I told him I was sorry so many times that I wanted to do a living amends. I wanted to actually have a couple years clean before I attempted an apology.
Right.
And that's what I did. And when I made that apology, I wrote a letter and mailed it to him because I wanted to get all my thoughts out and I wanted to really get how I was feeling. And sometimes when you're having a conversation, it can get lost in translation and I can get caught up and things like that. There were certain people that I apologized to that told me to get fucked. There were certain people that I apologized to that never responded. There were people that I apologized to that it was accepted. And it doesn't make it any easier to live with some of the things that I've done.
That's a necessary step, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your experience like with, asking for forgiveness from people?
I don't have any experience with that yet. I tried once, I got shot down, and I let it get the best of me.
Okay.
So I'm not there yet
That's fair.
in my step work.
Yeah.
So cat's buttholes. Nope. I'm doing a mental image because you never know. There might be somebody that needs a drawing of a cat's butthole someday. Yeah. What was the other thing though? Early in recovery, right?
Yeah.
Experience early in recovery. My experience early in recovery is not really that typical, right?
You were in prison.
I was in prison for my first 3 years of recovery. So, I didn't have like a lot of those tools that people get in like programs and stuff like that and going to meetings. There weren't any meetings up the road. So, when I got out of prison, though, is when I started my recovery. So that would be early in my recovery. And what I did was I brought myself into the fold of, like you say, people that are wanting to better themselves as individuals, not necessarily people that aren't getting high, but it turns out that those people aren't getting high, right? They just weren't getting high. So, and those were the same people that were trying to come down and help me while I was getting high down in Northport. And in doing so, I built myself a safety net for when something like my mom passing happens. And I'm back down in Northport by myself, right? So then I can lean back on those same people and they could bring me back into the fold. So anytime something like that happens, I think the most important part for me was that support group, was that network.
Can I ask you a question that I don't know if I've asked you before? When your mom passed, did you have thoughts of getting high? And if you did, were they consuming?
No, they weren't consuming. Initially I thought I could go on a run right now and nobody could really tell me shit. And I think that's fair. You know what I mean? Like, not that nobody could and nobody would. Everybody would have. Y'all would have beat my ass.
Yeah.
100%. But it would have been understood. It would have been accepted, and we would have moved on. You know what I mean? But all I kept thinking is that my mom's always watching me now. Before, like, I could get away with something. I could get away from her.
Yeah.
I could go over here. I can run over here. She can call my phone. I could block the number, whatever. But now she's always watching me.
Always.
And still to this day, like, I have that in the back of my mind. Like, everything that I do, that integrity is something fierce when you know somebody's constantly watching you.
Yeah. So it's interesting because, and I look at my own recovery, and whenever shit truly hit the fan, there might have been thoughts, but they were never consuming.
Right.
And it's weird how that happens, because when I had 3 years clean and I had my health scare and the doctor says, get your affairs in order because you're not making it out, I didn't think about getting high, oddly enough. And it wasn't until I made it through that. Now, at that point, I had 3 years clean, was not working any sort of program at all, was so disconnected from everybody kind of in that realm. I was dating a normal person, batshit crazy, but she was a normie. Did
your program fall off? You were working a program.
I was. I fell off.
Right.
I had that support group.
Yeah.
I eventually stopped hanging out with those people. You know, I mean, it was life. I wouldn't do anything crazy, but I was working a lot. I would work and go to the gym, and that's it.
Right.
That's it. And that kept me sustained for 3 years. But then life showed up, and I got sick. And surprisingly, in that moment, the recovery that I had worked is what played in my mind. And so I made it through that without getting high. I come through that on the other end, and it just so happens, and this is why I say the higher power, the lower powers working just as hard, working double time.
Yeah.
I go back to work, and a coworker of mine lost his dad. And he knew that I had been in the game. He said, listen, like, I was cleaning up his house, going through stuff, and I found a bunch of these painkillers. And I don't even know what they're worth. Can you tell me? And I played with that idea for 48 hours. And as a matter of fact, I called one person.
Playing with the idea right now.
I called one person.
Yeah.
Who's going to be on the podcast soon. Boston Chuck. And he said, okay, have you told your sponsor? Have you gone to a meeting and talked about it? This is what you have to do if you're going to get through this. And I said, all right. And I hung up, and I didn't. And the next day, I came to work, and I said, hey, man, that stuff you guys worth about $300. He said, really? He said, really? 180 of these is worth $300 for real? Oh, my God. He said, when can we make this happen? I said, lunchtime. My boy's coming up here. He'll have cash, right?
Yeah.
And so he went on lunch, got him, and that started that run.
That's how it always starts.
So it wasn't the doctors telling me I'm going to die that did it. It was as the dust settled.
Yeah.
Right? Because I wasn't connected. My support group wasn't there. not because they didn't want to be, but because I had pushed everybody away. And it started to run for about 6 months before I checked myself back into rehab, right?
It always starts with a promise of, all the good shit and none of the consequences.
Yeah.
That's how it always starts.
But it's interesting to me because it's a very similar story to a lot of people that we know. Some heavy shit happens.
Yeah.
We know people that had a baby. The baby was born. The baby lived for like 24 hours. And, the baby was born with a crazy health issue. And the baby died. And they made it through that clean.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about heavy shit?
Yeah.
Like, heavy shit. In those stories, you made it through your mom. I made it through the doctors telling me I was going to die. Like, there's always this crazy shit that you're like, bro, you got a free pass. What are you doing? Like, go. And people make it through that. So it's interesting to me that kind of when shit is at its heaviest, if you're in the program, it's almost not even a thought.
Yeah.
When my daughter was in the NICU, it wasn't even a thought. Most emotional thing I've ever been through in my life. Not even a thought. And so I don't know what the science is behind it, but it's interesting. It's interesting that those types of things can happen and you don't even think about getting high. But then, what you got to watch out for, in my experience, is when the dust settles.
Yeah.
Like where you at now? Because now you can actually breathe and you have time to process shit. So you're not at the forgiveness point yet.
No.
Okay. How are you feeling about the forgiveness point?
I mean, I don't think asking people to forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I need to ask anybody to forgive me.
Okay. Why do you think that?
I think that I did more damage to myself than anybody. Like, the whole forgiveness, like, I need to be able to forgive myself first.
I agree.
Right? Before I ask anybody to forgive me, because I'm not good with myself. Right?
Do you think that potentially asking for forgiveness from people could help in the process of learning to forgive yourself?
I think so. I think that's part of the process.
Okay.
But I don't know.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there necessarily is a right answer, because what worked for me may not work for you.
Right.
But I believe there are some people that you need to ask forgiveness from.
Yeah. No, there are. I was just bullshitting.
Yeah, no, I know.
I was trying to look cool for the cameras. But, yep. There's some folks out there that I have to at least, say I'm sorry.
Yeah. The thing that is going to be interesting to see you navigate, and the cool thing is you've built a support group, so you don't have to navigate it alone, but going through that process, because I know you as an individual, of what happens when you ask for forgiveness and people say, no.
Yeah.
No.
My blood's pumping already.
Yeah, just thinking about it. See the vein on the side of your neck. Fucking. So, it's a tough, I hate using this phrase, but it's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, it is, right? You finally get the strength and the courage to look at somebody that you have done wrong to in the eyes and say, I am sorry, and them say, no.
Yeah. When you say I'm sorry and then they look at you and they say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're sorry, but I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah. So, but it's an important thing, because there are, in the small amount of time that we've been doing this, there is an eclectic group of followers, right? Some addicts, some no addicts,
Yeah.
Some people in early recovery. Some people with a gang of clean time.
Irish people. Eclectic. Celtic. I was looking for Celtic for 300. And those are two different things. And now I know that, and we can move on with the rest of what you were saying. Eclectic. Eclectic group of folks.
That might be in this process.
Yeah.
And regardless, right? Somebody might be in their first 30 days clean. Can you stop wiping your pants?
To be honest with you, bro, I'm not going to be able to go anywhere with this conversation until you tell me right now what eclectic means. Seriously.
A variety.
Okay.
A mosh posh.
Okay. Yeah, mosh posh. Gotcha.
Okay. Okay.
Got you.
A brick.
Mosh pit.
A brick. You know what I'm talking about? Where you just throw everything in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Goulash.
Goulash.
Mm-hmm. Smorgasbord.
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 And just because somebody's in their first 30 who's looking for forgiveness, you're at 5 years and you're early in your step work.
Yeah.
So there is no, the misconception, and this is something that I fell into, was thinking I had to tackle every problem and do everything in my first 90 days.
Or that clean time equals recovery.
Damn sure doesn't.
Right.
Damn sure doesn't. Obviously, your story's a little different than mine. I don't know if I would have made it to 5 years not working any type of program. I don't want to say had help because you were in prison, because there's drugs in there too. But you were so focused on the big picture that it sustained you through that stay to get it. And I'm super excited because the journey of step work and kind of learning how to navigate is tough, and it is an emotional roller coaster, but it is, in my opinion, a necessity.
Paramount.
Massive to becoming the individual that you want to become.
Yeah.
And until you face those demons and, leave no stone unturned, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to truly know yourself and know what makes you tick. And here's the crazy part. Even when you get done with it, there's still shit I learn about myself on a daily basis. There's still mistakes that I make on a daily basis. There's still things that I fail at all the time. I can't parent. I just can't parent.
Yeah.
I can't.
Who can really parent?
My daughter, I was just running to the store to get milk. My daughter said, I want to go. I said, baby, I'm just going to the store. I'm running in. I'm grabbing milk. She put out that bottom lip.
Yeah.
I said, let's go. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
I'm in.
No reason. I can't put my foot down with her.
Yeah.
My son.
Tell us about it, Flip.
My son.
Yeah. What's he doing?
I don't know, dude.
I walked in your house the other day. He had a makeshift harness strapped to the ceiling fan.
Yep.
And he was doing like a ribbon yoga thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Well, he's into the wrestling.
Yeah.
I went to the bathroom
Yeah.
to blow my nose.
Yeah.
I come out. He's standing on the couch, which you two alone probably heard me tell him not to stand on the couch at least 3,000 times.
Yeah.
He looks at me with Ella in a full-blown, upside down headlock, ready to do a power slam. Okay?
John Cena.
And I said, Jordan, what are you doing? And he looks at me, and I said, don't you do it. Don't you do it. And you know what he did?
No, dude. Now let's dig into this. Was he waiting for you to come out of the bathroom?
I think he was.
Or would he have done it before you came out? Did he want you to see it?
I think he
like
wanted
the
me to see it.
ultimate disrespect. Like I'm gonna get the job done.
Yeah.
And you're gonna watch.
Yeah. He didn't go to basketball practice tonight.
For what?
Because he didn't want to.
No way.
Which I'm totally against.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to teach him that you made a commitment to something
and you stick to
and
it.
you have to see it through.
Yeah.
I think that's such an important lesson.
That's big.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is where me and my wife, right, are trying to navigate this parenting thing together, and we're trying to navigate a marriage together. Neither of us have been married before. And she was of the mindset, I like I said last episode, she's in 693 school courses right now.
Yeah.
While doing real estate, while running a restaurant, while doing all these other things. And she didn't want to take them because I was coming over here to do this. And so she's like, no, he don't have to go. I'm shipping him to Gigi's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank God for Gigi's.
Oh, God bless
Thank God
it.
for, hey, shout out all the grandmas and grandfathers out there, man. Golly.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
I'd
None
be
of us
in-
would be here without our grandparents. Come on, dude. like, what are we talking about right now?
No, I'm talking about if I didn't
Basic
have
genetics, bro.
if I didn't
Biology
have my grandparents to
101.
take my kids
Yeah.
from time to time,
Yeah.
I'd be in a psychiatric hospital.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know how many times I sit on the stairs at my house and just rock back and forth, hugging my knees,
What, your kids
Just
are gone?
just muttering random things. You know what I mean? Like this shit is tough.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, it's tough.
recovery is tough in its own.
Solo. If this was a solo mission,
It's a tough one.
we're talking co-op.
There are so many moving parts and so many variables at play that can lead you off and just make you do things that are out of character. And so I think it's important to, especially for us, yes, we have a little bit of clean time, but we're still trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
And I've done step work,
Yeah.
and I've sponsored people, and I have a sponsor, and I have a support group, and I have all of these things, right? And I still struggle.
Yeah.
So imagine being 26 days clean.
Right, with a wiener drawing habit. Knee deep in a wiener drawing habit. You know what I mean? You know how much time I had on my hands in prison when I had 26 days clean? Okay.
You were drawing all the wieners.
I dreamed of veins and perfectly manicured pubes. Cut. We'll cut that part. Everything else I think was good, on target, right? But I mean, when we start talking about pubes, that's just fucking, come on, Luke. God bless. Wow. Well,
That's that. Where are we at?
are we going to end on that, on pubes? Are we going to end on pubes?
I just want to see where we're at.
Okay.
But we're getting close.
Okay.
So what were you saying about pubes?
Um,
Perfectly manicured?
yeah, just a perfectly manicured bush. You know what I mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been we appreciate you guys being here. We love each and every one of you. Give us a follow on Threads.
Follow on Threads. Merch is dropping so soon, I promise you. We got samples heading to the house right now. We're going to check them out. Make sure everything's good because we only want the best for you guys. Burn the Ships merch coming very soon.
So excited
Multiple
about
colorways. I mean, like fucking 1,500 thread count.
Yeah.
Egyptian silk, Polynesian cotton blend. Good
It's
Lord.
none of those things. I'm excited. We got merch. We got
Merch coming. I'm auctioning off this wiener pic that I just drew blindfolded. If anybody wants to draw, like, you know, whatever, we'll do like a,
You know what we're going to do?
huh?
You know what we're going to do? We're doing it right now. Leave a comment.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do an auction.
No.
I got
Leave.
5, 10, 15, 20. Do I hear 20? 20, 25. What? No. You know what?
Leave a comment on this episode, and the episode's dropping Sunday. Friday morning, it closes.
Yeah.
And we are going to do a randomizer. And whatever comments in there, whoever it lands on, the randomizer, it'll pick somebody.
Yeah.
We're going to sign the wiener pick and send it to them.
Okay. Perfect.
Why not?
Yeah. What is a randomizer? Is it like the
You just-
twister spinner that's in the
it-
closet? Like
It's electronic on a computer. It'll take everybody's name and it'll
Okay.
just completely randomize it, roll the
Yeah.
dice. It'll land on somebody's name. We'll sign the pick
Yeah.
and send it to them.
let's roll them digital dice for the wiener pick
I'm excited. We've never done anything like this before.
with the pubes.
Okay, so we got to come up with a word. Okay,
What?
and I know what it's gonna be
What? Okay.
for the entry, because
Yeah.
I want them to leave a comment. But there needs to be a keyword.
Yeah. Well,
Do you know what the
obviously-
keyword is?
Obviously, it's wiener.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about if they want to be entered for the wiener picture, then they put a mushroom emoji? Because you don't want to send a wiener to someone who just wanted to comment and didn't want a wiener.
Okay,
Right,
but
Right.
hold on.
Yeah, like
Here's-
could
here's-
you imagine?
here's-
There's you won.
Oh,
What did I
oh,
win?
oh,
Oh my god!
Oh, Phyllis in Atlanta, you know what I mean? Just trying to get some help for her
Oh
grandson.
my god! A rudimentary drawing of a flaccid penis. What is going on?
But I mean, can we just be serious for half a second?
Okay.
Who doesn't want a picture of a wiener that you drew blindfolded?
That's been my thought process my whole life, dude. Like that's why I've been at this my entire life.
Okay, so on the comment, drop a mushroom emoji if you want to be entered for the signed wiener picture.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. We love each and every one of you. Our Patreon's blowing up. We got 20 patrons, dude.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the support. We got
Yeah.
comments rolling in
If
finally.
you guys want to join the Patreon?
Yep.
What's
Patreon?
You guys want to join the Patreon and be a patron saint with the pumpernickel purple pants? Go ahead and hop on to. You know what? We'll post the link. We have the link. Guess what? Links in the description.
We love each and every one of you. Until next time, if you have today, give yourself a pat on the weenus.
Oh my god, dude, you scared me so bad, bro. Okay. Yep.
You know what time it is. And I got a bad